Hello Gemini, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 3rd, 2017. And a quick reminder for everyone, the Tarot Home Study course is now finally available for purchase and download. I want to thank everyone who's been super patient and encouraging with me. We had a delay in getting that and the weeklies up due to an outage in my complex when it came to the internet, and it did not make things easy. And so I thank everyone again who's been so kind and so patient, and even people wondering if I was okay. That's, not everyone does. Some people can write some nasty things, and hello to you people too. I'll say hello to you, not thank you. But, here we are. Now, of course, if you do want to get a copy of the Tarot Home Study course to download and purchase on your computer, you can do so at my website, integrativemysticism.com. It's the same place you would go to get a session with me. And let's get started. Let's get to it. What is going on with your astrology this week? Well, this week on Tuesday, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, haste, and speed, in your second house of earned income and employment, forming a tense square to Uranus, currently in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And whenever we have the earned income sector square to our friendship zone, we're seeing a situation where I would be careful about following suit on a plan of action regarding either money invested, money saved, or anything like that that another friend is doing. Okay, this week. You may be getting a lot of hype. You may be seeing that somebody's pressuring you to put money down on something. It may seem like it comes with, it could be a miracle. It could be just what the doctor ordered, right? This is how you advertise this. This is where you should invest your money to make, to save money quickly. This is going to help you with this. And it may seem like a really big answer. It is not. Okay, with this square. Just watch what happens to your friend, and you know what? Let them dip their toes in. They want to be the guinea pig anyway. Let them be yours. Later on in the week, we've got Mercury moving freshly into Leo, your third house of communications, pacts, and promises, and forming a charming sextile to Venus, currently in your sign. And it looks like there may actually be somebody who is actually setting you up with an opportunity to actually patch the same hole we were looking at before, because Mercury is still kind of tap dancing with Uranus at that point in time. And it looks to me like you may be choosing between two friends in terms of a financial matter, a savings matter, or something that's going to affect the quality of life, your standard of living in some way. And there is another opportunity that's coming at the end of the month, which may be a little bit slower, may be a bit more honest, may be a little bit more hard work, but it seems to be a heck of a lot safer. And there may be something that is in this for you that also allows you to rebond with this friend, and that might actually be a better course of action to take. So what is going on with your cards this week, Gemini? This week we've got the Yule Singer for your spiritual advice. The Yule Singer always talks about a need to pay attention to morale in your groups, in your family, among your co-workers, and what is going on when it comes to morale and faith in the group, and faith in the cause. The reckless abandoning of causes can cause a lot of things to get messed up for a lot more people. And checking in with morale is very, very important, I always say. Because, when we watch a zombie movie, it's always the loser who decides to do everything on his own who gets everyone killed. And he didn't have very much morale. The Yule Singer can also indicate a need to pay attention to where there seems to be some kind of small opportunity that will promise to grow into a big opportunity this week. And again, you may not necessarily appreciate it because it doesn't carry the glitz and the glam. When we talk about Yule, the pagan holiday of Yule, it's about the celebrating of the end of the darkest night of the year and the glimmer of hope that is the returning light. And it seems like that little glimmer of hope, whatever it is, could be a metaphor for what is being promised to you this week. However, if you are maybe paying too much attention to the dark, or we're not over the pain of what has happened, or we're just frustrated as all holy hell, we may dismiss it, and that's not a good thing either. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we've got the Hierophant card reversed. A very lovely card for a lot of you who are looking for new jobs, because it seems like you may actually find work outside of what you would expect is maybe looking for you, what would hire you in your skill set. You may find actually a great job outside of an industry that you're normally used to working in. The Hierophant card reverse can also indicate people going out of their way to bend and break rules to either lift you up at the office or, again, bring you to become a new member of their personnel at their office. The Hierophant card reverse is saying we're throwing out some kind of unnecessary rule, regulation, or hoop. And that can actually also be a really nice bit of, bit of good news, especially for people who are worried about certain things that sometimes companies do when they are actually working on things like promotions, they're working on evaluations and interviews. What if you had a little bit of a blotch, 2 years ago? If they marked that down, who's to say some jerk isn't going to try and, act all administratively empowered and try and milk that for all it's worth? Luckily, that's not going to happen because, again, we're kind of understanding where things are, where things are naturally evolving out of that kind of rule structure. And again, this may be also a quick way for a lot of you to finally get yourselves into a financial place and a schedule-oriented place that you are going to be much more happy with. For your communications with air when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Five of Pentacles reversed. And this can indicate unexpected help or unexpected assistance coming from a friend or a family member this week. The Five of Pentacles reversed can often show up where somebody is trying to find a way that they can actually help you fill a void that has been made in your life. I'll give you an example. Say you are in a home sharing situation and a roommate decides to just up and disappear, and all of a sudden the rent is increased for everyone else there. Well, the Five of Pentacles reverse can indicate, again, sure enough, somebody who may actually be a better fit showing up in the nick of time. The Five of Pentacles reverse can also show up where somebody is actually giving you an opportunity or possibly even the resources to fill a financial hole in your life this week. And that seems to be a bit of an ongoing theme. We've got the Sun in your earned income sector right now. It's all about healing, recovery, and bolstering your earned income. So when people are all starting to magnetize to you with these opportunities, offers, and again, possibly just hold cold hard cash, don't slam the door on them. Okay? Yule Singer. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Three of Swords. Upright. I guess it couldn't all be rosy, could it? Well, with the Three of Swords upright, as far as a challenge is concerned, a lot of you Gemini people may be feeling that you are in a position to maybe actually betray somebody that you deeply care about, or you're worried about an action that you have taken, or perhaps even sentiments that you are holding back may be taken as a betrayal by another. The Three of Swords can indicate that you may actually be needing to confess disapproval, dislike, or perhaps even just sort of, a lack of interest, or maybe even just, I would say, yeah, disapproval, or, in what a course of action another person is about to take, and you know that this person might actually take it as a bit of a betrayal. The best way with the Three of Swords to handle it without having it to turn into people feeling betrayed and abandoned and things like that is to find a way to be honest while also excusing yourself. Don't put yourself in a position where you are going to have to tie yourself up on purpose or conveniently forget anything. The Three of Swords is saying that there still may be an awkward or tense situation, but it's much better to have awkward than hostile. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Eight of Swords upright. This card, I'm a little bit... I kind of feel like this isn't talking about you, this is talking about somebody else. The Eight of Swords here, I'm really feeling like there's some kind of situation going on with either a lover or possibly somebody who spends a lot of time with the two of you as a couple. Sort of being held back by themselves. The Eight of Swords, I'm kind of feeling at this point in time is, really showing up here where you're kind of watching somebody refuse to actually get out of their own situation. Now, obviously, sometimes people just want to talk and vent, they're not ready to solve, they just want somebody to listen. But it seems like this person's doing this an awful lot. And with the Eight of Swords, I'm feeling like this may be a reason for you and your partner to consider, how do we take our space from this person, or take our leave of this person for a little bit? The Eight of Swords, if it is showing up as a potential romantic partner, I want you to pay attention to where this person actually does need to have that ear, but it is also okay for you to have your space. You can have both. A little bit of ear, a little bit of space. Yeah, I'll leave it in. Because what's going to end up happening is that when you have the Eight of Swords, there's sort of like, a person is not willing to get themselves out of a problem they can solve. And maybe all they need is that pep talk with the Yule Singer, with that morale boost, but you can't do it for them. And you might not know how to do it for them, so don't let them, pawn that off on you either. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.